Let's look at Nigeria's 2026 tax policy. And I'm very sure that this is no more news since we have people that are for and against, and the argument is still ongoing. We're going to light up the growth, the pain, and the missing conversation. As of January 1st, 2026, Nigeria government officially implemented this new tax policy. Some people are angry. Some people are confused. Those are for says taxation is necessary, and those that are not for are saying Nigeria should not tax us at all. Today, we're not going to be shouting. We're not going to insult anybody. We're here to think clearly. So this episode will answer 3 honest questions. First, why taxation actually good for a country? Second is going to be why additional taxes may be a bad idea for Nigeria right now due to the current situation. And third, what the government must fix before asking Nigeria for more money. Let's talk. Alright, good day everyone. Welcome to the CA Show. My name is Caleb Adediji, and today we're talking about something that affects every Nigerian. You are rich, poor, employed, and if you are not employed, if you're a business owner or if you're a student, regardless of what you are, it affects every one of us. So, let's start with the uncomfortable truth before we forge ahead, okay? I need to make this clear that there's no country develops without taxation. Not America. Think of the UK, is it China? Not the Nordic countries. People love to admire, they all tax their people in order to create revenue. So taxation is how government fund public goods. Things individuals cannot reasonably, provide for themselves. We're talking about things like building roads. You can't do that on your own. Pay security agency, quote unquote, we do that on our own. But provide, hospital, fund school, maintain electricity, stable public infrastructure, and provide clean water. All right. Also, this money is used in providing emergency services, also to support the vulnerable. So, when you pay tax, in theory, what it means is that you are pulling money together as a society so everyone can benefit. What you are simply doing is that in Yoruba, onda ajo fun ijoba. So it's like, contributing money for the government for the betterment of the people. That's what taxation simply means, okay? Pulling money together, ajo. But in this case, the ajo that you are dying, okay? You are taking it back in a way that everybody enjoys it, all right? That's what taxation simply means. Now, here is where many Nigerians struggle, and understandably, so people ask, if taxation is good, then why are we still suffering? What is the suffering for? I would say that is a fair question to me, but here is the key decision. Taxation itself is not the problem. What government does with the tax is the real issue here, and that's what we're going to address. You see, in countries where tax work, citizens can feel and see the results. You may complain, but you also know, where the money is going, what the money is building. At least the money is building something. So yes, in principle, taxation is good. It helps stabilize the economy. It reduces dependency on borrowing from outsiders. It allows government to have a long-term planning. So, if we're going to be honest, a country cannot develop without some form of taxation. And Nigerian case can be different. Nigeria will not survive forever without internal revenue. So, I would say that part is true. But now, let's talk about the other side. The other part of the story, if taxation is good, and why more taxes may be a problem for Nigeria right now. I want you to listen carefully, okay? Just because taxation is good does not mean every tax at every time in every condition is justified. In this case, context matter. Nigeria today is facing high inflation, high unemployment, weak purchasing power, insecurity. Talk about poor infrastructure. Are you talking about, for at least for average Nigerians, lifestyle is already a daily negotiation with hardship. When government introduce new or additional taxes. The question is not that is taxation good? The real question is, can Nigeria afford it right now? And the honest question for many people is, no, Nigeria can't. But there is something even deeper than affordability right now. You see, when taxation works properly, three things happen. First is that the government has predictable income. That means they don't have to borrow excessively or depend on oil price that do fluctuate, go up and down. The second is going to be that taxes allow long-term planning, such as building road, like I said before, do power project, hospital that functions. All these are not built overnight. It is taxes that make consistent development possible. Third is that taxation creates accountability, theoretically, if you know what I mean. When citizens pay taxes, they are more likely to demand results from their government. So, taxation can help build a country, but here is the uncomfortable truth that we need to look into. Taxation only works when government works, and this is when Nigeria's problem begins. Yes, that's where our problem begins. Can we dive deep a little bit? Okay. We have natural resources. Maybe that's our problem. And if we have to talk about Nigeria, and I'm talking about Nigeria specifically, Nigeria is not a poor country. Contrary to the opinion that we're poor, Nigeria is not a poor country. Nigeria is a mismanaged, rich country. If we have to be honest, Nigeria has oil. We have cars. Talk about agricultural potential. We have it. Are you talking about large population and market? Nigerians have it. Are you talking about strong youth workforce? We have it. They are all there. But all these resources were managed poorly. Many of these youths are not even working right now. They are jobless. We should put their power into use, all right? Now, if these resources that Nigeria has, if we manage these resources properly, I'm very sure that they can generate massive revenue without squeezing citizens to debt or without taxing our citizens to debt. Here is what I want us to understand is that when a resources-rich country taxes citizens aggressively, it often means that the resources revenue is leaking somewhere. And in the case of Nigeria, we all know where it leaks. This is why many people say that before taxing us more, use what you already have properly. That argument is not emotional. To me, it is logical because taxation cannot succeed without trust. There's no trust between the people and the government. And if we have to look at the trust deficit, corruption, and wasteful spending in Nigeria, let's address that. The elephant in the room here is that you cannot talk about taxation in Nigeria without talking about trust and corruption. People don't resist taxes because they are greedy. No, it's not about greed. They resist tax because they don't trust the system anymore. What do you do with the taxes that you have been collecting back? You cannot ask people to pay more taxes while politicians drive luxury vehicles paid for by taxpayer money. Luxury vehicle. You see, government officials are enjoying excessive allowances. Overspending continues without any consequences. This sends a clear message that feels insulting to the people that we, the politicians, we will not reduce our lifestyle, but you must reduce yours as a citizen. We will waste your money, but still demand more. That destroys public confidence. You see, that is how trust dies in a country where tax compliance is high. Leaders lead by example. They cut their costs first. Leaders show restraint. They demonstrate accountability. Nigeria has not done enough of that. We have not. I've not seen our politicians being accountable. So, before taxation increases, government must cut waste. They must reduce their luxurious spending. Lead by example. Trust is built through feasible sacrifice, not that you have to force it down our throat. Now, what should come before taxation? What I believe government should do before taxation? You see, before government can increase or introduce new taxes, government must first put some certain foundation in place. There must be some certain things in place that can encourage people to be, to be eager to pay tax. I mean, nobody is eager to pay tax, but at least when those things are in place, you will have reason to say, okay, let me contribute my own quota. Let me contribute mine so that we can have a better society. But in the case that there's no transparency, while politicians can loot money and there's no consequences. So what I believe government need to put in place before they can say, okay, we want to increase tax or we want to introduce new tax system is that first, security. People must feel that they are safe in their community. They must feel that they are safe in their home. The primary duty of the government is that for us not to be lawless, for people not to do things as they like, we all come together and we say that, okay, you know what? We give you this right of ours as people to protect our life and property, and we pay small tax. We pay small amount of money so that the government will be in charge of security of life and property. So if that is not in place, government have no reason. They have no any moral justification to introduce new tax when people are not secure. Do government even think about those people that are displaced in IDP camp? What is government doing in bringing those people back? Those are the things I believe government should be doing, where you make people know that, okay, we are fighting for you, we're here for you. We're actually doing what you employ us to do, because politicians are also they are employee of the state. We employ them. So if they're not going to deliver on what we employ them to do, then they may as well resign and let people that are competent to do it. So the first thing is going to be security for me. Okay, people must feel safe in their home. Their business must be safe. Nobody should be doing rioting and looting. All right. No country want to invest, or nobody want to invest in a country that you can't guarantee the security of your life and your property. All right. So business and farmland, people must be safe on their farm when they are farming, and their business must be safe. The second part of this is that basic health care need to be in place. No citizen should die or should be fearing of dying because they can't afford treatment. In Nigeria, I've seen cases where people die because of 10,000 naira. They cannot afford to pay 10,000 naira medical fee. And I believe this should be a paramount to the government, because I know most of our politicians travel abroad for their healthcare need. And back in those days, Nigeria happened to be a place where people travel to come and receive treatment. But gone are those days. We don't have it anymore. So I believe government should prioritize a functioning healthcare system before they will introduce new tax, okay? People should be able to have access to affordable healthcare, all right? In Nigeria, except for government of public hospital, if you go to private hospital, it's not everyone that can afford to use private hospital. And if you're there, their slogan is that there's money before treatment. Even if you're going to die and they're looking at you like laying down there, you're going to die, you may not receive any treatment until you pay those hospitals. So, quote unquote, it may not be affordable for a whole lot of people. And resorting to government hospital, for what we have right now, I don't know, it's like you don't really value your life so much if you really want to use government hospital. So that's what I believe government should do. Put in place a system that can guarantee that people will have access to affordable and standard healthcare system. The third of this is going to be that accessible education. Okay, education should not be a privilege. If it's going to be paid, it should be low cost. Accessible education is not a luxury. It is a national investment. A nation, and I say it again, a nation cannot turn ignorance into prosperity. Get that right? You cannot turn ignorance into prosperity. Number 4 is that government need to show transparency. Citizens should know how much comes in the government purse and how it is being spent. When people see value, they don't fight taxation, they support it. Taxation without service is exploitation, okay? You cannot be exploiting your people in the name of tax. So, when people know where their money is going and what the money is being used for, people will be willing to pay tax, okay? They will agree with the government. They will comply with the government to pay more tax, all right? If they know and can see what those money, what those money are doing. So, taxation right now is not what I believe our government should be doing. Our government need to reassure that they are with the people. When people see value, they don't fight it. Like I said, taxation without service is what I call exploitation. We cannot exploit people by taxing them while government is spending on luxury items. It's not done like that. And that being said, for those who may get me wrong, let me be clear that this is not anti-tax argument, and I'm not here to support this tax blindly. This is not a blind support for the tax, okay? So what am I trying to do is that I am simply balancing my position, all right? So Nigeria does need a strong tax system. At the same time, I must also say that Nigeria does not need a careless, insensitive, or poorly timed taxation. All right? Government must force to reduce corruption, like I said. They must cut their wasteful spending, use natural resources wisely, deliver feasible public value. Only then does taxation become fair. All right? That is when taxation can be nobody enjoying taxation, but at least it will be fair. People will say, okay, I know what I'm paying for. So let me end with this. Taxation can build a country, but bad governance destroys it faster than anything. A government that taxes without trust creates resistance. Nigeria does not lack money. Nigeria lacks discipline, accountability, and trust. A government that spends without discipline, that government will create resentment, okay? But a government that serves first, such government will create cooperation among its people. There will be a cooperation. So, before asking citizens for more, government must first prove that he is responsible. Tax should be a partnership, not a punishment. I am not trying to make this conversation about politics. This is not about politics. It is about common sense governance. That is how nations grow. That is how trust is earned. All right? You don't command it, you earn it. So before I go, I want to hear from you. Do you believe Nigeria should pause this new tax until corruption and waste are addressed? Or do you believe taxation should continue regardless of what is going on in the country right now? Drop your thought in the comments. If this conversation makes you think, I encourage you to like, subscribe, and share this episode. Don't forget, this is CA Show. I am Caleb Adediji. Until next time, I encourage you to think deeply, stay grounded, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.